In the Hidden Leaf Village, surrounded by tradition and strength, there lived a boy everyone ignored, Naruto Uzumaki. Loud, clumsy, always smiling but always alone. What the village saw was a nuisance. What they didn't see was the burden he carried. Sealed within him was the nine-tailed fox, a demon that once destroyed Konoha. And for that, Naruto paid the price, not with chains or prison, but with isolation. No one spoke to him. No one celebrated his birthday. He grew up in silence, craving attention because even anger was better than being invisible. So he pulled pranks, wore orange, yelled his dreams to the sky. "I'm gonna be Hokage." Believe it, everyone laughed. But Naruto never stopped, because deep down, beneath the mask of the fool, was a promise to prove them all wrong, to make them acknowledge him, not as a host of a monster, but as a hero. His journey wouldn't be easy. He had no parents, no legacy, no power, just a stubborn heart, and a dream too big for the boy he was. But that boy would become the greatest shinobi the world had ever known. This is the story of Naruto Uzumaki, from outcast to legend. He trained harder than anyone, not because he was naturally gifted, but because he had to fight for every ounce of recognition, for every smile, every word of praise. And even as a child, he carried a weight far heavier than anyone knew. But he never let it crush him. He turned pain into fuel, loneliness into motivation, and ridicule into resolve. He dreamed not just of becoming Hokage, but of being someone who could protect the people that once turned their backs on him. He wanted to be seen, to be trusted, to be loved. And through sheer force of will, Naruto took his first step onto a path that would test every part of him. His strength, his heart, his beliefs. He didn't know it then, but his story would reshape the entire shinobi world. Because Naruto wasn't just a vessel for power, he was a spark. One that would ignite a fire in everyone around him, and show that sometimes, the boy no one believed in becomes the man everyone follows. Graduating from the academy wasn't the end of Naruto's struggle, it was just the beginning. He was placed in Team 7, alongside Sakura Haruno, the girl he loved, and Sasuke Uchiha, the genius everyone admired. And under the watchful eye of Kakashi Hatake, the three began their journey as real shinobi. At first, Naruto lagged behind. He failed missions, made mistakes, got scolded, but he kept showing up. He trained harder than anyone, and slowly, he started to change. He formed bonds with Iruka, his first father figure, with Kakashi, who saw his potential, with Sakura, who began to respect him, and with Sasuke's rival, his friend, his shadow. Together, they faced danger far beyond what Jonin should handle. They fought Tsubusa and Hakuya Mishima meant to be simple, that almost cost them their lives. Naruto's power began to show, not just in battle, but in heart. When others gave up, he pushed forward. When others feared the nine tails inside him, he turned it into strength. He swore to protect his friends, no matter the cost. And when the Chunin exams began, Naruto shocked everyone. He beat Nazid, the prodigy of the Hyuga clan, not with better technique, but with unbreakable spirit. He made even the doubters believe. But behind the scenes, darkness loomed. Orochimaru, rogue ninja, marked Sasuke, feeding his thirst for power. The bond between Team 7 began to fracture. Naruto tried to hold them together, but Sasuke chose revenge. And in a battle between friends, Sasuke left the village. Naruto failed to stop him. It broke him. But instead of giving up, he made a promise to get stronger, to bring Sasuke back, and to never let anyone be alone again. Because by now, Naruto wasn't just chasing acknowledgement. He was fighting for his bonds, and those bonds became his strength. Naruto wasn't just growing stronger, physically he was growing emotionally. He learned to listen, to understand, to carry pain without letting it break him. Each mission taught him something new. Every teammate, every enemy added a piece to the shinobi he was becoming. He wasn't just loud and reckless anymore. He was dependable. He saved the Sand Village by defeating Gaara. Fellow Jinchuriki lost in darkness, but Naruto offered him something rare, empathy. He saw himself in Gaara. And through that understanding, he turned an enemy into an ally. That became Naruto's real power, not the Nine Tails or the Rasengan, but his ability to change hearts, to make others believe in him even when he stumbled. And with each bond he formed, his dream felt closer. Not because people finally saw his strength, but because they saw his heart. The rookie ninja who once trained alone in the shadows was becoming the light that others would follow. 2.5 years passed. Naruto returned from training with Jiraiya stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever. But the world had changed. Akatsuki, a mysterious organization of rogue ninja, was hunting the tailed beasts, including Naruto. One by one, they captured Naruto realized the threat wasn't just to him, but to everyone like him. And as the war escalated, his resolve deepened. He trained with Kakashi and Yamato to master the rest. He fought Pain, the man who destroyed the Leaf Village. And instead of killing him, Naruto listened. He chose empathy over hatred. It was a moment that changed everything. Naruto didn't just defeat Pain. He changed his heart. He turned destruction into redemption. And for the first time, the village saw him not as a burden, but as a hero. He was becoming what he always dreamed to be. But shadows lingered. Sasuke, now deep in darkness, aligned with the enemy. Naruto couldn't let go. Their bond remained twisted, painful, but unbroken. The fourth great ninja war began. Naruto fought not only the Akasaki but his own inner demons. He confronted the Nine Tails, not with fear but with understanding. He earned Kurama's respect. They became partners. Together, they turned the tide of war. Naruto saved lives, united villages, carried the hopes of Shinobi from every nation. He wasn't chasing acknowledgement anymore. He had it. But the war wasn't over, because behind it all was and behind Madara was something far worse. Kaguya, the origin of chakra, Naruto alongside Sasuke and Sakura faced a god and won. But peace came at a cost. Because for Naruto, there was still one battle left, one that couldn't be avoided. One written in destiny, Naruto versus Sasuke, not as enemies, but as brothers torn by pain and united by fate. That final war wasn't just about saving the world. It was about saving each other. Naruto knew that to truly bring peace, he had to reach Sasuke not with fists, but with truth. And yet, when words failed, they fought. A clash of ideals, of guilt, of loneliness. Their final battle was raw, devastating, beautiful. And in the end, with both nearly dead, something shifted. Sasuke finally saw what Naruto had always offered. Not judgment, but forgiveness. He saw the boy who never gave up on him, who bore pain to share it, who chose love over vengeance. And in that moment, peace wasn't just possible. It was real. The war ended. The nations rebuilt. And Naruto, he had become more than a symbol of hope. He had become the bridge between worlds. A shinobi who changed the cycle, not with power, but with heart. He didn't just survive the war, he held it. Becoming a hero didn't mean the pain stopped. Naruto carried it always. He lost Jiraiya, the mentor who believed in him like a father. He saw friends fall in battle. He faced hatred, betrayal, war, and the constant weight of being the village's last hope. But through it all, he kept moving forward. He never let tragedy define him. Instead, he turned loss into purpose. Every tear became a vow, every scar a reminder of why he fought. He saw himself in others, the lonely, the broken, the cursed. And each time he extended a hand. He changed Gaara from a killer to a He gave Hinata the courage to stand tall. He gave Neji peace in death, and Obito a glimpse of redemption. Naruto wasn't perfect. He made mistakes. He rushed into danger, but he always got back up. Because deep down, he understood what it meant to suffer, and he chose to make sure no one else had to suffer alone. That's what made him different. Not his chakra, not his jutsus, but his heart. He proved that being a ninja wasn't about killing or power. It was about protecting, understanding, forgiving. That's what turned a boy with nothing into a leader with everything. And the people who once ignored him, they stood behind him. When the war ended and the dust settled, it wasn't strength that earned him their respect. It was his compassion. Naruto taught the shinobi world something forgotten. That heroes don't rise by stepping on others, they rise by lifting them. He didn't win by defeating everyone. He won by saving them. Even those lost in hatred, even those who hurt him. Because Naruto believed no one was beyond redemption. Not even himself. That's what made him more than a warrior. It made him a symbol of peace, of unity, of possibility. Every person he touched was changed. Every battle he fought left behind something greater than victory. It left hope. And in a world scarred by generations of war, that hope was priceless. Naruto didn't just survive pain. He transformed it into purpose, into light, into a path others could follow. And that path led straight to his destiny. Naruto's final trial wasn't a war. It was a friend. Sasuke, the bond that had defined his journey, tested, broken, and mended over years, had one last trial. Sasuke sought revolution. He wanted to erase the past and rebuild the world through force. Naruto wanted peace, not through control but through understanding. They clashed one final time, not just with fists but with everything they had become. Naruto fought not to win but to connect, to show Sasuke that pain could be shared, that bonds weren't chains but lifelines. The battle was brutal, two gods clashing. Old wounds reopened, old promises tested, and when the dust settled both laid broken. But together, Sasuke finally saw it. Naruto hadn't chased him out of duty, he had chased him out of love. Because in Naruto's world, no one gets left behind, not even the ones who leave you first. And so, the cycle ended. Hatred stopped. Revenge faded. The future began. Naruto and Sasuke, two halves of a legend finally at peace. And Naruto, he had nothing left to prove. Only one dream left to fulfill. To become Hokage, not for the title, but to protect everyone he loved. The boy who was once shunned was ready to lead. And the people who once ignored him, they stood behind him. When the war ended and the dust settled, it wasn't strength that earned him their respect. It was his compassion. Naruto taught the Shinobi world something forgotten. That heroes don't rise by stepping on others, they rise by lifting them. He didn't win by defeating everyone. He won by saving them, even those lost in hatred, even those who hurt him, because Naruto believed no one was beyond redemption. Not even himself. That's what made him more than a warrior. It made him a symbol of peace, of unity, of possibility. Every person he touched was changed. Every battle he fought left behind something greater than victory. It left hope. And in a world scarred by generations of war, that hope was priceless. Naruto didn't just survive pain. He transformed it into purpose, into light, into a path others could follow. And that path led straight to his destiny. And so, Naruto Uzumaki stood where no one thought he ever could. Not as a prankster, not as a monster, but as the seventh Hokage, the boy who was once shunned, now honored by the entire village. He rebuilt what had been broken not just in Konoha, but in hearts across the world. He married Hinata, the girl who always believed in him, became a father, a symbol of peace, a protector, a legend. But he never lost who he was. He still smiled, still wore orange, still believed in people because that's who Naruto had always been. Not the strongest, but the one who never gave up, the one who turned every setback into strength, every enemy into a friend, and every lonely night into a step forward. From orphan to outcast, to hero, to Hokage, this was the journey of Naruto